Mitch Reynolds, pro EDT racer from Greenbrier, Arkansas.
So Mitch, how old are you?
I am 32 years old.
Married?
Yes, married for 10 years, 2 kids, and a third one on the way.
And when did you start officially racing ATVs?
When I was about 10, I started racing and raced till I was 21, out of it, and then back into it again last year.
Now, you said you raced up until you're 21. So between when you were 18 to 21, you were in the pro ranks, is that correct?
Correct, yeah. I went pro in TT and Pro-Am in motocross, 1 year in pro in motocross.
Now talk a little bit about what it was like back in back when you raced. It was, I guess, it was 2004, 5, yes, in that era.
Yep.
Like guys like Tim Farr and stuff like that. Just kind of go through who was your, like, one of your favorite riders back then?
Definitely Tim Farr, Keith Little are always my favorite riders, guys who excelled on both the TT and motocross track. And it was awesome to be able to compete against those guys that I looked up to from, the time I got into racing, 10 and 11 years old. So.
Now, did you have a factory? You were one of the factory riders?
Correct. I did ride on a factory support Suzuki in 2007.
And then you were on a Polaris, is that?
Yes. In 2009, I rode for factory Polaris. And we were on, in 2007 motocross, we were factory support as well, Suzuki.
Now back then, is any championships, favorite races, kind of go through?
So my memory's not the best on all those races. I just love going to events. Definitely 2006 were the best memories. Didn't have high expectations, but won a Pro-Am Unlimited in TT and was on the podium at most events in motocross, so I ended up top 3 there, but very good year for me.
Now here we are almost 10 years after that. You walked away and then you came back, and it was, last year was the 50th, and we remember reaching out, we were looking for guys from the past, and found you online, and we talked a little bit. And now what made you get back into racing last year?
So, I mean, it was the 50th. Jody Bateman calls. He's always supported us through the years. He said, hey, you think you can still ride a quad? He actually was talking to Dad. I hadn't been on a quad in 10 years. But anyway, it just snowballed from there. It was going to be one race, then the 50th. But once you race, it's in your blood. The family that's racing, the love for it. I just fell right back in love again. So here we are, full blood, full blast.
Now, last year, in the first year, how did everything go?
Good. Podiums at basically every event we went to. Podiums in the Midwest. Came over here ranked T, same way. Third at the 50th, second in the Legends class. So I don't think it could have gone better. I'm just thankful that people still believed in me, stepped out and helped me, and so just love it.
Now, from the past, let's go back 10 years. What was one of your favorite tracks back 10 years ago?
So always loved Pine Lake here. We actually made our track in Greenbrier, which we hosted nationals at. It looked just like this track, just jumps a little bit different. But as far as TTs, this has always been the one I want to come to. So 10
years later, is this still one of the favorites, or is there any other tracks?
Absolutely. Bud continues to develop the track, works hard. This place is awesome. I love it.
Now, talk about a little, when you walked away from the sport, there was factory involvement and some other stuff. And then 10 years later, you come back. The AMA isn't involved in TT racing. They're still in motocross. What's some of the just things that you've seen from an outsider coming back into a sport, biggest changes?
So, step back then, a lot of factories in it. Looked like you could make a living at it, and that was ultimately my goal. God had other plans for me, so I had to walk away. Coming back to it, the TT is back to the root of it now. It's back to families getting out and enjoying themselves and competing, and that's what I love about it. It's all about family and the sport here in TT world. Still a business side of it in motocross, but having fun over there as well. But I would definitely say it's just a love for the sport.
Now, you raced a little bit of motocross now this year. How's that going, and what's that like 10 years later, coming back?
Yeah, definitely. So really didn't decide till the beginning of this year to ride motocross. So we went out, been running the plus 25 class, having a blast with that, and it's just good to kind of reconnect with that motocross family and watch their interest spark in the TT world, and everyone talk about TT racing and what it's evolved into. And you know, a lot of people have become interested in TT racing because of the motocross, but I have a love for both. So,
all right, anything you want to add?
Yeah, everyone just keep up with the EDT Racing channel, follow us here, just to keep up to date on everything going on in the TT world. Watch the great competition going on. I mean, any given day, there's 10 to 15 guys who are about to win that line up on that pro gate. So it's very awesome to watch and be a part of.
So of all the riders that are out now, which rider do you have your eye on is moving into the category of like the Tim Farrs and the Shane Hitts, and name a couple guys that...
Well, I mean, you can't take Brad out of that. Brad Riley has a heck of a resume, maybe the best TT resume that exists. CJ Robson, Aaron Medlin, Damian King, I mean, these boys they're on it. And I mean, they are moving, and they're the future of the sport. Racing channel. Make sure to check out our Facebook page, follow us on YouTube for all the latest videos and information involving TT racing.
Run.